The place wasn't on any current maps. A forgotten crossroads half buried by time and shifting borders. Travelers avoided it because nothing new ever came from places like this. No trade routes, no shelter worth claiming, only ruins and stories that never agreed with each other. He stopped anyway. The structure rose from the valley like something the world had tried to forget. Stone fused with old metal. Symbols are layered over one another instead of erased. Marks left by hands that believed someone would return. He hadn't planned to linger. He was only passing through. But one symbol drew him closer. Not decorative, not ceremonial. A promise. He traced it with his fingers. He had seen it once before, decades ago, etched into a shattered outpost spoken of only in fragments. A vow made by many species who believed unity mattered more than survival. He had been too young then to understand what it demanded. Now standing here at 49, dark green eyes steady beneath a day's shadow of beard, he did. This wasn't coincidence. It was unfinished. He rested his palm against the stone. "I'll see it through," he promised silently. "Whatever you started." Footsteps echoed behind him. The Wolfkin scout emerged first, senses alert. A Dragakan tactician followed, heat shimmering faintly along her scales. Above them, a skyborn archivist hovered, breath catching as she felt what lay beneath the ruins. And then she stepped forward. The Fox Warrior Queen did not announce herself. Her presence carried authority without display. She watched the human at the wall, noting how he stood, close but not claiming, how his hand rested against the symbol as if finishing a sentence, not beginning one. "You recognize it," she said. "Yes," he replied, "and you've been guarding it." Her ears flicked, surprise, quickly contained. That symbol had been entrusted to her people generations ago, not to wield, not to activate, to protect and wait. She had been taught to watch for those who noticed it without explanation, those who didn't ask what it could give them. "It isn't a weapon," she said. He nodded. "No, it's a passage." That was the moment. Not attraction, recognition. She exhaled slowly. "Then you're the first outsider I can show." She turned. He followed. No command given, no permission requested. Beneath the ruins, the archive revealed itself. Not a vault, a network. Records of a coalition erased from history. Not conquerors, not kings. Different species bound by a single goal. Evacuation corridors, underground sanctuaries, routes that allowed entire populations to disappear when wars made survival impossible. It didn't create power, it denied it. Luck hadn't led him here. Legacy had. Some factions felt it immediately. To them, the ruins were a weapon, not because they fired anything, but because they proved something dangerous. That power once came from cooperation, not domination. That idea alone threatened borders. Others saw the place as territory, a crossroads that could be fortified, rewritten, claimed in the language of control. If history had forgotten it, they would make sure it remembered them. And then there were the pirates. They didn't care what the archive meant, only that it had survived every war that erased stronger empires. Anything that endured like that either made escape possible or made authority irrelevant. Some wanted the archive destroyed. Others wanted it claimed as proof of dominance. No one wanted it left untouched. Valira stood with him again near the wall as reports arrived. "If this rises to the surface," she said quietly, "it becomes a prize. And if it stays hidden," he replied, "it becomes a rumor people will kill for." She studied him. "Most would ask what it offers them." I'm more interested in who it was meant to save, he said. That was when she spoke of the underground. Not a single place, but a continuation. Tunnels, shelters, sanctuaries beneath conflict. Her people had guarded them for generations. Waiting for the moment guarding was no longer enough. Will you leave when this is done? She asked. He looked back at the symbol, at the promise. I've been leaving my whole life, he said. This is the first place that feels like it was waiting for me. He stepped away from the wall, toward her. That was his choice. The attack came before dawn. Pirates probing first, then agents sent not to destroy, but to claim. He fought without spectacle. She fought without hesitation. They moved together, not trained, but aligned. When it was over, the ruins still stood. So did they. Later, beside low firelight, names were exchanged. Elias Rowan, Valera, Queen of the Embertail clans. Names offered when trust already existed. The council gathered days later. The archive would not rise. It would move below. The underground would expand, not as a fortress, but as refuge. Valera spoke. Others listened. Elias stood beside her, not as consort, not as commander, but as someone who had already chosen responsibility over comfort. Later, back where it began, she touched the symbol again. My ancestors believed strength was shared, she said, even when history forgot. He placed his hand beside hers. They believed someone would remember. They stood there in quiet understanding. Luck hadn't brought them together. Legacy had. And by choosing to carry it forward, together, they became part of the agreement made long before either of them was born.